So hello everybody, I am the Alchemist, and in today's video I am trying something new for the first time. I'm actually going to talk about an upcoming game that's coming out, and it's called Marvel's Avengers. And it comes out in a couple of months, and I'm pretty excited. When I first saw it though, I wasn't excited, but I'm going to explain in this video why I am excited. So without further ado, let's get into it. So it starts off with, obviously, Captain America dying, and obviously, in my humble opinion, we're going to see him later on, but then it kind of shows Thor's war table mission, which this is what got me really excited into the game in the first place, was just watching Thor's hammer and him flying up, because I've wanted a flying game so badly. So the fact that, at least in some way, shape, or form, you will be able to fly as Thor and transition, same thing with Iron Man and any character that flies, really. But why I like Thor is, and why I got into this game, is because there are lines, and there are lines just like this that I can't get enough of.
God returns. Why? You did what you were supposed to do, Thor. You gave up your power. You should have stayed forgotten.
Never, when mortals are in peril.
So that kind of thing. It's little things like that. It was so subtle in this whole grand scheme of things of how the game is supposed to be and how it's supposed to be played and stuff, but that gave me a little glimpse of what the story is really all about. Now, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, it's showing Cal doing his Fallen Order glitch. I kind of put that in there because it kind of reminded me, like, I didn't want to play a game that I had to glitch my way into flying and having fun, and this you can just do that. So that's why I'm super excited in that aspect. And I'm also excited because I love Thor just as a character. So that's why I showed you guys the scene from Infinity War when he blasts down when he arrives in Wakanda. And I also just like the gameplay mechanics. I love that Thor's response to things. I love that enemies that attack you, you can attack them back and do different things and learn how to play the game and have fun. And one of the biggest things that I'm really excited about this game is the multiplayer aspect of it. Now, I've heard from people like Caboose, who does a lot of videos on this game, especially lately because it's coming out. He made a reference actually to Destiny, and he's not the only one. There are a few others like so-and-so. But I love the mini-boss, because you know what this reminds me of right now? Thor fighting this specific enemy reminds me a lot of in Final Fantasy VII. You know those little big robot guys? The ones that use lightning and stuff? That's what those enemies remind me of. And just seeing Iron Man come into the scene here, it gives me goosebumps sometimes. I love seeing Thor using like his abilities and what he can do, and the nice thing is that they didn't show off all of his moves. Now, we do know a lot of like his epic abilities, or I should say that are, specific to that character. But that slam right there reminds me so much of like God of War. How like Kratos, when you do like his R1 combo and then finish with an R2 slam, it's very similar to that. And I love the attention to detail of like when Thor flies, you can actually see him spinning his hammer, and that's what allows him to fly. Although I wonder in this game sometimes. But man, I love these are the scenes that I love. I love just the camaraderie between the characters. I mean, you can just tell it's an Avengers game. And I've heard some people, mention the color, that the color is kind of dull and it's lacking a little bit. I don't really see it. I mean, maybe in some scenes, but I'm pretty sure actually there was a reference to that in the story when the harsh chemicals were released into the air, so it would pollute the sky, you know? So in that regard, in that aspect, it makes a lot of sense. Now, I love this scene. I love when Thor uses his hammer to stop it from crashing into the city. I think that's so cool.
Hero missions give us a chance to tell more of each hero's story and showcase the variety and depth of our hero designs.
So, looking at these abilities, right, you can see how it's called manual targeting. I thought that was on display, and it reminds me a lot of when Kratos uses his axe-wielding ability where he can target multiple enemies.
Stay focused.
That's what that reminds me of. A lot of Thor, like I said earlier, does remind me a lot of God of War. It does. And I also think that team play, like I said earlier, is something I'm really looking forward to. I also think that the ability to like have fun and like kind of make it your own game. It reminds me a lot of Marvel's Spider-Man in a way, except with a whole cast of Avengers. And I love their like special abilities, like Hulk's clap. I love watching Thor walk around and watching the lightning just. And I love watching. I don't know about Miss Marvel. I'm not really sold on her yet, but obviously I'm sold on Thor. I love watching this. This is sick. That was sick. That reminds me a lot of an orc in Shadow of War. I'm curious to see how Black Widow is going to play. I think she's going to be a brawler just like Celebrimbor in Shadow of War, except, you know, obviously without a sword. But she uses guns, and I've heard over countless sources that the guns are going to be something that you don't have to reload, so it's kind of manual reloading, or they just shoot forever, which makes sense to me. That's going to be really cool. I want to see how I want to see how character buffs showcase in the game. And I really believe that if they do everything they promised, like free DLC up for the coming month, and really put effort into all the characters that they do end up releasing over time, I will be really excited. And I'm excited about the whole play your way thing. I love that in games when they give me like skill trees. I love skill trees because it's a great way to balance a game. Now, I will say, like Jedi Fallen Order, you saw what happened when they added this update with New Game Plus, except without the plus part. All you got was your lightsaber pieces and anything you collected. That was it. You didn't get any of the moveset. And it's because they didn't design it for New Game Plus. So that's why when I see that New Game Plus will be added into this game, I get really excited because I think that'll be a really cool thing. And I'm wondering because so it's got like gear elements like RPGs as you see here with the whole Iron Man ability and some of his stuff. And I love the Hank Pimp. Like it says a pimp isolation. How you can shrink down enemies. I think that's really cool. And I love the whole effect with the lasers. And he gives an example here actually of why the lasers are green, and it's kind of cool actually when he tells you why. I can't wait. I really can't wait for this game. I'm so excited. In fact, I'm really excited because, you know, I miss Marvel. I miss the Avengers movies. I love the customization outfits. I think that's a really cool thing in this game that they're showing off. What you're hearing right now is the guy who ran the War Table stream explain why there's green lasers. And it's that right there that I get excited about because it shows that they care about attention to detail and they care about their game and they want their game to be successful, which is kind of why I'm buying into it a little bit. They're really trying their best, I think it's going to be.
We know that if you look good, you'll play good. The Crystal team has really enjoyed creating all new outfits for these heroes and drawing from Marvel's 80-year history to bring so many classic outfits to the game. Each hero, there's Iron Man's suit from the 2014 Original Sin storyline, or Donald Blake, which is a nod to an alias of Thor's who first appeared in 1962's Journey into Mystery issue 83, or Tony's Stark Tech outfit that was inspired by the Bleeding Edge armor that first appeared in Invincible Iron Man number 25 in 2010. While there are a ton of outfits you'll earn just by playing,
so not only do they just show off a few of their alternate costumes and some of the costumes you'll be able to wear, but they also confirmed that your outfit does not affect what gear you put on. Like, you'll put some gear on, and that won't affect at all what you'd be wearing. And the reason I put this Shadow of War reference in here is because of Hulk one of his alternate outfits.
They harvest their powers through the torture of these Inhumans. Georgie Boy is gearing up.
A derivative of Terrigen.
I'm here. Who needs their ass kicked?
Very air breathes dark magic.
So again, I love the attitude of the characters. I love that they would say things that they would say in the movies. Because again, I'm a huge Marvel fan ever since I saw the first Iron Man, which was a spectacle in itself, as the CGI in that movie was great. But same thing with the game.
War zones are missions which you can play with up to a total of 4 players or solo with an AI companion team made up of your unlocked and leveled heroes.
So what you guys just heard there was him explaining what my most exciting thing about this game is, that the Warzone missions. I'm so excited for the Warzone missions. I think that the Warzone missions are gonna what keeps this game alive. Like being able to play with however many friends that you have that want to play this game, that you can just play for hours and you can have a lot of fun. You can collect rare gear together, do combos and stuff. I mean, the potential of team co-play in this game is amazing. Co-op especially is another thing that's going to be great. I can't wait for this game. I'm very excited, especially now.
Range from wide open spaces designed for exploration and team traversal to dense interiors with a variety of objective-based challenges, boss fights, and rewards. Here's a mission we saw in the co-op trailer called To Tame a Titan, where we can see some team play.
Again, reinstating what I've been saying, it seems like their big focus in this game is multiplayer, even though I've heard on other YouTubers say that this game is primarily going to be able to be played offline if you so choose. But I think the bigger appeal of this game is going to be multiplayer, like I've been saying throughout this entire video. I will be really, really excited just to see what happens. What's the story going to be like? I mean, I'm still really curious about what they're going to do, you know? I don't know if it's going to be a very simple story that's going to be, okay, whatever, I just want to get to the gameplay sort of thing. Or are you actually going to be intrigued the whole time and actually want to know and learn what's actually happening? And if there's going to be sequels, they're going to add more games to it. I can't wait. So that's kind of the other
Nick
excitement.
Fury and more. Earning faction reputation will give you access to new challenges,
Hey, Avengers. Hill has something she needs your help with.
new vendors, and more powerful items. There will always be new threats on the horizon, so you want to ensure your Avengers are ready for anything.
So what you just heard there was them explaining that the game is going to be constantly evolving. I'll give you a good example. Last of Us 2, right? Not really a popular game in terms of story, but in terms of combat and the way you survive and the way you do things. And the easier difficulties, not so much. But in the harder difficulties, oh my god. From hard on, you have to really use your resources. And that's why I'm excited to play these types of missions. I think they're going to be great, fun, and enjoyable, like I've been saying throughout the entire.
Thank you for following us and believing in us. I want to give a big shout out to our community. Thank you for caring and telling us what you think. We're listening.
So after hearing that, I really hope it's true. I really hope that they are listening to fans' feedback and what they're saying about the game and what we want. Because as a gaming company, that's really what you want. When you have your gaming fans at the palm of your hands, and they want to give you the best content they could possibly provide you. But also money is involved, so that's why I'm hoping that it's a good balance between both of them. And again, I hope it pans out and is worth it. Okay, guys, so what I think about all these characters, Black Widow, we've seen a lot of her shooting her guns, which I've heard are gonna have infinite ammo, so that's pretty cool. This outfit that they're showing off right now reminds me so much of Catwoman. It's not even funny. Just her persona. It's just so much like her. Captain America, we don't really know much about him because, like, remember, he's supposed to be dead, so I'm just wondering what's going to happen. I don't know if he's going to be alive. I think he's going to be alive. There's no way they would develop an entire moveset for a character and then not have him be playable. So we'll see what happens with that, but I love What I notice about Hulk is that his outfits all seem to come from the movies. Like, there's one outfit that he had that was from Thor Ragnarok, which was one of my favorite Thor movies, so that's always nice. This outfit right here is from the Spider-Man game that came out in 2019. It looks... I can't wait for Iron Man, because Iron Man is another character like Thor that can fly. And he's actually the only character to be known to be able to switch missiles. So that's going to be an interesting factor and an interesting mechanic to the game. So I'm really curious to see how it's going to turn out. I love that. That's one of my favorite skins, my favorite outfits for Thor or Iron Man. And I can't wait to see what comes in the future. So Thor, I'm really excited for. Like, I just cannot wait to see with some of the outfits that we're going to be able to get with him. And again, I always make the comparison to God of War and Kratos and stuff because I love fighting as Kratos. I love all his abilities. So that's why I'm gravitating towards Thor. Because he's a character that flies and he's awesome, and I've always loved him in the movies. So this is going to be really cool to see what type of costumes we're going to get. And of course, as always, the last character, Miss Marvel, who feels kind of like shoved in there if you ask me. But I'm always willing to give them a chance, you know? You can't just like judge a book by its cover, the old saying, I know, but it reigns true with this character. Hopefully she's fun, hopefully she's plays different than like Hulk or Iron Man, but we'll see. So here's all the news for the beta, everything you need to know. Like on July 29th at 10 a.m. there's going to be a War Table stream, which I'm going to be tuning in for. So before I end this video, I just wanted you guys to know that I recently did a crossover with Julez and Mikey Peetz, and they are hilarious, and I suggest you guys go and watch them. They give me a good laugh, they'll give you one too. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you guys all in the next video.